Hello you guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm very excited for today's video. We are continuing on in my makeup inventory series, and today I have my full lip collection and inventory to share with you today. Over 170 products between my lipsticks, lip glosses, all lip products in my collection. We're going to be going through every single item today. So if you're interested, stay tuned. First, if you have yet to subscribe to my channel and you like makeup inventories, I will have my full playlist linked down below. We are going through my entire makeup collection this week, category by category. I also sprinkle in project pan videos here and there, and I love palette themed content. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, I hope you'll consider subscribing before moving on. Also, don't forget to like this video and leave a comment down below, or do anything else the YouTube algorithm loves for you to do. I would really appreciate it. And without further ado, let's jump into the video. Okay, before we get into the video, I'm very excited to say that today's video is in partnership with Ana Luisa. I've been working with Ana Luisa for the last 5 years, and I feel like that is just truly a testament to how much I love their jewelry. Aside from a few pairs of earrings sprinkled in here and there, like seasonal earrings from Target, my entire jewelry collection, no lie, is Ana Luisa jewelry. I am wearing some of my favorite pieces today. These earrings I've had since, I believe, 2021. I very specifically remember these. This is not ironic at all. If you know me, you know I love patio drinking, but I very specifically remember a patio drinking day where I wore these earrings. And I mean, one of my absolute favorite things about Ana Luisa is their quality. I am really lazy when it comes to like taking my jewelry off, or rather leaving my jewelry on slash leaving my earrings in and things like that. My mama necklace I've had since 2020, and I have worn that for months at a time, swam with it, showered with it, wore it in the hot tub, and still I've had no tarnishing. The worst thing that has happened to that necklace is my little hairs have gotten stuck in the clasp, and that is because I'm also not careful when I like do my hair when I have jewelry on. I have a couple of my other favorite pieces on today. You guys know I love my rings. I have my Cleo ring right here, which is this really cute snake. I literally get so many compliments when I wear this, and I believe I've had this since 2022. No tarnishing, I wear this so much. I am not the most stylish person ever, and so I have slowly been having so much fun with just accessorizing and like trying to just amp up an outfit here and there with an accessory. And Ana Luisa, I feel like, just makes it so easy. Pieces are just so timeless, effortless, and really go with everything. I also, my last favorite that I pulled out, just because I've been wearing this in just about every video that you've seen. I did something a little bit different today, but this is, I don't know if I'm saying it right, but Saya, the Saya necklace. This is just like the perfect, simple statement, like just the perfect necklace for the summer. I have literally been wearing this the last at least 3 to 4 weeks. I switched it out today just to do something a little bit different, but this will be going back on. Just, I feel like this looks so good with all of my summer tank tops. Honestly, even with like a swimsuit, I feel like this just kind of matches perfectly, and I'm obsessed with it. Obviously, their pieces are timeless for all year round, but I feel like they're just the perfect, simple statement to just elevate a summer look. And while all their pieces are waterproof and tarnish resistant, they also come with a 2-year warranty, so you can literally try them risk-free. I will leave a link to their website down below. I do not earn a commission off of any sales generated through that link, but it does support my channel by letting them know you are coming from me, and continues to give me opportunities to work with them. So thank you to you guys for giving me the opportunity, and thank you to Ana Luisa for yet again partnering with me on today's video. Before we get into the inventory, I do want to know in the comments if you personally have tried any pieces from Ana Luisa and what your favorites are. I'm always on the hunt for what my next piece should be. So let us all know your favorites, and let's jump into my lipstick inventory. It's gonna be a doozy. All right, you guys, we're gonna kick off lips with my lip liners, and this is my lip liner collection. I currently have 22 lip liners, and I will say, for the most part, I'm actually really pleased with my lip liner collection. There's only 6 of these that came into my collection. Like, the majority of these I have purchased or been sent in PR within the last year and a half. So actually a lot of these are newer to my collection. I am someone who did not always love a lip liner, but now I wear a lip liner anytime I'm wearing makeup. So I have become a lip liner girly, and I feel like for the most part, I have the majority of my bases now finally covered with lip liner. I am still trying to find maybe a couple more like pink-ish lip liners, but it has to be like the right kind of pink. And then I recently got this one from Makeup by Mario, but I haven't used it yet. And I'm hoping this will be like a flexible lip liner that I can wear with reds as well as like oranges and corals. So more to come on that, but these are my lip liners. I've tried to sort it out by brand, and we can just kind of jump right into it. I'm like, by brand, that's also e.l.f. Anyway, I have the Fenty Beauty Traced Out lip liner. I just have one from Fenty Beauty. This is in the shade Peanut Butter. I actually have recently pulled this back out into my Shop My Stash. I purchased this time last year, and I pulled this back out, and I really do still enjoy this. It is a little bit more creamier and glidey to apply, but it's not so creamy and glidey like the Lawless ones that I feel like I can't trust it to stay on my lips. I actually do still feel like it has a good wear time on it, and I really enjoy it. So there is, should I swatch all these? Oh, maybe if I'm gonna swatch them though, I should start there. Okay, there is the Fenty Beauty. Then I have, this is I think my oldest in my collection. This is the e.l.f. Love Triangle Lip Filler Liner. I have the shade Mauve. I actually really enjoy this. I had pulled this out earlier this year to kind of see if this was something I wanted to keep as well. And I like this because this to me is really not too much of a mauve. It's more of just like a cool toned brownie pink, which is like my perfect for what I'm looking for on my lips. So I really actually enjoy having that in my collection. And then I have two of the e.l.f. Cream Glide lip liners. This is gonna be a problem, these rolling around. I have, of course they don't have the names on it, but this one I wanna say is Baddest Beige. I really enjoyed that one. I purchased that one last year. All of these look the same. All of these look so similar. This is like my perfect Your Lips But Better. And then this year I purchased the shade, oh, this one does have it on it, Pinky Swear. Interesting, this one doesn't, but this one does. There is Pinky Swear, which is obviously a little bit more pink, but still like a neutral pink. All right, then I have the iconic nude shade from Charlotte Tilbury. I actually only have one Charlotte Tilbury lip liner. Oh, that's so pretty. I always forget how pretty that is. This is something that when I finish this one, I would repurchase. Again, it's that perfect kind of cool toned brown shade. I absolutely love it. I do really like the Charlotte Tilbury lip liner formula. I do feel like it has a good, like it stays, it's a lip liner that stays. It's very expensive, and I don't know, there's just no other shades that have called to me. I've definitely swatched quite a few, but right now I just have Iconic Nude. Then from Freck, I have their Makeout Club lip liner. This is in the shade 1. There's that one swatched right there. Can you tell I have a type? Can you tell I have a type? I really like this one as well. This one is a little bit more brown leaning. It's actually pretty close to the Fenty Beauty one. Yeah, this one's like a crayon, which is kind of nice, but I feel like it still has a really good staying power. All right, then we have the Lawless Forget the Filler Definer Lip. This is in the shade Nude Honey. I actually had all of the Lawless lip liners. They sent them all to me in a very generous PR package. But I don't really care for this formula. I just do like the shade Pure, is it Pure Honey? Nude Honey. I just like this shade. This is something that's so creamy that I just feel like it glides outside of my lip lines. It's not something that really stays put on my lips. It's definitely a creamier formula, which just isn't my preference. And this is really the only shade out of all of them that I felt like didn't kind of slide all the way outside my lip lines and look crazy. So this is the only one that I kept. I do really like that shade, as it looks like every other shade of lip liner. All right, Makeup Forever, I have 3 shades. I love the Makeup Forever formula. It is another one that, it's a pencil formula and it really does stay all day. So here is Anywhere Caffeine. I'm embarrassed as to how similar all of these look. And then I also have Wherever Walnut. I got 2 of these in a set last holiday season. Oh dang, Wherever Walnut is definitely more like of a pinky nude rather than the rest of these are more of a brownie nude. Maybe I never noticed that. I feel like I actually do feel like I use Anywhere Caffeine more than Wherever Walnut. Anyway, I have those 2, and then recently this year I needed a red, so I got the shade Full Red. And I really like this because it's something that I feel like it's not like a super tuggy formula, but it's a drier formula, so I don't get nervous when I'm applying this, and then I really do feel like the staying power on it is really good. So those are my Makeup Forever. I have 3 now from Makeup by Mario. So I had the shade Dimitri, which is the one I'm about to swatch. This is my oldest one. Love a nude. That's like one of my perfect nudes as well. This is almost more concealer lippy nude though. Recently though, I purchased 2 more from Makeup by Mario. I purchased Pink Peony, which is that one right there, because I've been looking for something more pink because I have been having fun with more color on my lips, and I've been enjoying pink lips this summer. And then I also wanted something for like my orange lips. My top lip, it's not even. One side is like just more, I don't know how to describe it, but they are not even at all. So I like need a lip liner to try and make my lips look more symmetrical. And I also do love an orangey coral lip in the summer, so I wanted something for that. And so I picked up the shade Flame Red as well, which I feel like will actually be perfect for orangey lips. This literally just arrived like 2 days ago. So those are my Makeup by Mario's. This is another formula that I really do feel like has good wear time, good longevity. Really enjoy the Makeup by Mario. And I didn't realize this, but each one of these comes with a pencil sharpener, which is kind of nice. So now I have 3 Makeup by Mario pencil sharpeners. Okay, Glossier also sent over all of their lip liners last year, and I really like the Glossier formula. It's a pencil, but it's almost like a crayon type pencil, but it has amazing staying power, and it does feel really creamy to the touch. So you wouldn't necessarily think it'd stay on the lips all day, but it really does. It's a very long lasting formula. This is the shade Bit, which I kind of like because it's a little bit more mauve leaning. And actually now that all of these are swatched out, I'm like, that e.l.f. one really is, I can see the mauve in it. I can see why they call it mauve. I also have the shade Buff, which is my most used. I really like that one. It's a little bit deeper brown than some of the other ones. Maybe not, but it's kind of like that brownie nude. And then I also have the shade Flush, which is a little bit darker and almost has a bit of, not like red like this in it, but it's like a warmer reddy brown. So really fun for the fall or when I'm wanting to do a little bit more bold on the lips. This actually reads pretty dark on my lips, but I do really enjoy all 3 of these. Then I have, this is another really old one in my collection. This is ColourPop Oh Snap. Kind of another nice mauve-y pink nude. I have NYX Peekaboo Pink, I think. Peekaboo Neutral, sorry. Oh my gosh. But it is more of like a pinky nude. How close is that to? Those 2 are kind of close, but now I can't remember. Oh, maybe that was the e.l.f. one. Okay, well, anyway, this isn't a declutter by any means. Okay, from Bare Minerals, they sent this over last holiday as well. This is in the shade Striking Spice, the only one I have from Bare Minerals. This is another creamier formula, but it doesn't get out of my lip lines like the Lawless one does. And it's a little bit different from any of the other shades that I have. It's a little bit more, oh, I don't even know how I would describe it. Almost, I guess, more of like a spice color, or has a little bit more pink or like a reddy pink, like a rose, maybe like a rosewood is how I would describe it. But anyway, just 1 from Bare Minerals, and then I have 3 from MAC. So I got MAC Whirl and MAC Strip Down at the same time. I swear I got these, maybe they were during Ulta 21 Days of Beauty, or there was like MAC 40% off at Ulta. And these are like iconic shades. So there's Whirl, which is more of a pinky nude. And then I have Strip Down, which is more of a brownie nude. I really like the MAC lip liner formula as well. It's that pencil, kind of that classic pencil formula, but again, really good wear time on both of these. I like both of the shades. MAC lip liners too, like I honestly feel like I've used Strip Down more than Whirl, but Whirl is shorter. I feel like I've used these a good amount, and I feel like I have, like, if you were to compare to Root For Me, which is the newest to my collection, I haven't reached for Root For Me much at all. Like, I mean, the difference is not significant. So anyway, the final lip liner is MAC Root For Me, which is this really dark brown with almost like a purple to it. I got this because Julia Adams did a lip combination last year, or was talking about pairing this with Haus Labs hybrid lip oil in the shade Fig, and it is such a beautiful lip combination. So I'm really glad that I picked that up. Obviously not gonna be my most used lip liner, but still love having that. And those are all 22 lip liners in my collection. All right, you guys, we are moving on to lipsticks. I currently have 35 lipsticks. These are everything that I personally consider a lipstick in my collection. By the way, I'm filming this the next day and I've like been picking off my nail polish, so we watch and we don't judge. But these are all 35 of my lipsticks. I feel like some of my lipsticks are incredibly old and then some of them are very new. And by new, I mean since last year. I'm like, I don't think I purchased a single lipstick this year. And actually last year, I don't know if I purchased any lipsticks. I had quite a few that were sent to me. Lipsticks are just, I much prefer a lip stain, a liquid lipstick even. And then obviously I love a lip gloss. So these are all my lipsticks. Really kind of in no particular order. We can start in like this cubby down here just because these are like my oldest lipsticks in the bunch. I do still have two of the Tarte Color Splash lipsticks. I have the shade Beach Babe and I think this is Colada. The sticker came off the bottom. I suppose I could try and swatch some of my lipsticks for you guys as well. Should I zoom in a bit? Okay, this is the shade Beach Babe, which I wish Tarte never discontinued these. I love this lipstick formula. It's more of a satin formula and it was just so comfortable and easy to wear. So I have Beach Babe and then I have the shade Colada. I think it was Rum Punch. Ugh, I wish I could have that lipstick back in my life. That is like my #1 lipstick of all time. All right, then I have two of the Charlotte Tilbury lipsticks. I have the JK Magic one. And again, I just like never reach for any of these. This is more of like a warmer peachy shade than I typically would reach for. But the packaging is beautiful on that one. And then we have the Very Victoria, which I will say, I feel like the special edition, like this collection has really weighty packaging. This, they could do better. But I definitely wear Very Victoria more than I would this one. This is just more of like an everyday lipstick for me. Again, I still don't wear it that frequently. Then I have this really old one from Tarte from Bite Beauty that I literally cannot get myself to declutter. I love the shade so much and it literally does not smell like it's gone off at all. This is in the shade Orange Fizz. This is such a fun lipstick shade for the summertime. So I'm keeping this one around until I literally see it grow mold. Then I have Fenty Beauty Tang Tang, which is that Tang Thang, sorry. I feel like, did these come out in 2020 or 2021? I've had this since then. Again, it doesn't smell like it's gone off and I just love a shade like this for the summertime. I was really good about reaching for this last like May and June, and then I had been sitting in the passenger seat of my car and I had like put it over on the like one of the cup holders on the passenger seat. So I thought I had lost this and then I finally found it again. I need to pull this back out. This is like a spicy margarita patio fun sort of shade. So I'm setting both of those aside so I remember to get some use out of them the next 6 weeks or so before it is fall time. Okay, then I have this one from Maybelline. This is in the shade Truffle Tease. This one is just another nice nudie shade. I do like the shade a lot. That's actually like really what I would consider like a perfect kind of nude. I like more of a cool toned nude on my lips, but again, I just never really reach for lipsticks. I have this one from Natasha Denona. This is I Need a Nude Amorosa. Again, a nice cool toned nude sort of shade. Really comfortable formula. I actually really do like this. I'm not gonna keep saying it, I just don't reach for lipsticks. Okay, then I have Milani Tease. This is, I would say, probably my favorite lipstick shade currently in my collection. It reminds me a lot of what I remember Tarte Rum Punch to be. I know it looks very similar to these, but like if I had to pick just one lipstick to keep, it might just be Milani Tease. Okay, I have this one from MAC, which I really keep around because I absolutely love this pink marbled packaging. I just think it's so cute, but this really does look concealer lippy on the lips. It's in the shade, oh, I lost the sticker on this one too, Feeling Sentimental. Very, very, very light, but I just cannot get myself to get rid of this. And then I have two from What's Up Beauty. I have the shade Seba, which I really, really enjoy. I want to swatch that by Okay, it's a little bit more purple in tone, but I really like the What's Up Beauty formula. I think it's really nice. Again, more of like a satin formula, which I just find to be more comfortable. If I'm gonna go with a matte, I'm gonna go with a liquid lipstick. And then I also have the shade Anka, which looks like this. I think I gave this to my sister and she may have just given it back because she's like, I'm just never gonna reach for this. This is a shade that I just don't necessarily know I would reach for that much, but perhaps I will. I'm gonna have to put that one aside to see if I get use out of it and if I want to keep that one by the end of the year. I have two of the Glossier, I don't know what they call these, Nourishing Shine lip colors. Because they're in this bullet style formula, I don't know, these are ones that I count more as a lipstick rather than like a lip balm or anything like that. There is the shade Deco, which I'm also gonna set aside because again, what a fun kind of like spicy margarita sort of shade. And then this one I've definitely worn more. This is in the shade Apricot, a really comfortable, just like shiny formula. I really like Apricot. Honestly, this is such a beautiful one for the spring, summer as well. So I would be interested in more shades in this Glossier formula. I think I like a shine on the lips. So I really enjoy both of those. I'm gonna set that one aside too to try and get more use out of it. Okay, I wiped those swatches off as best I could. I have a bunch of the Lawless lipsticks. I got the whole line, which I literally still can't believe. I cannot believe. I remember, I remember the feeling of just seeing that PR box and just being so excited. I didn't keep all of them, but I will swatch the ones that I do still have. This is the shade Soft Truffle. This is again kind of like a comfortable satin formula. I do like these lipsticks, but again, I just don't reach for lipsticks that much. This one is in the shade Cookie. There's Cookie. I have Morocco, which is a nice kind of mauve-y sort of shade. Then I have Tropic. Tropic is one, I'm gonna set Tropic aside because I'm like, I don't know if that's really a shade that I'll reach for, but if I would reach for it, it really would be in the summer. And I have been having more fun with pink lips. So I'm gonna set this one aside. I'm gonna try and get some use out of that. All right, then we have Minx, which is definitely more like purple in tone. I did like a whole swatch video that I was gonna post as a short, but I just am the worst when it comes to actually editing and posting shorts. This is one I don't, oh no, I swatched this one on my lips yesterday when I was pulling these all out. And I did decide that I like that one. It's a little bit lighter, but I feel like with a darker lip liner, this could be a really fun combo. I just need to actually think to reach for some of these things. This one is the shade Wedding Day, which again is more, I don't want to say concealer lippy, but kind of, but in a cool toned way. I actually put this on my lips yesterday too when I pulled these all out, and I really liked that. And then the last one that I have is in the shade Femme, which is again more of like a pinky sort of shade, but a pinky cool toned shade. Those are all the Lawless lipsticks that I still have. And then I'm gonna wipe these off. I have 3 Merit lipsticks. 2 of them are the Signature lips, which I like this. I honestly, actually, I like all the formulas because I do like the matte lip as well. So I have in the Signature lip formula, the shade Baby, which is right there. Really beautiful, kind of your lips, but better sort of situation. And then I have this shade 1990, which is this brown lipstick, which is so different than anything else that I have in my collection, but also just something fun that I want to keep around. Obviously, this is not going to be something that I personally get a ton of use out of, but I feel like for the fall, it's fun to just have something a little bit different. And then in the Signature matte formula, I have the shade Sunday, and I actually pulled this out in February and I really enjoyed reaching for this. It is a matte formula, but I would almost consider this again more of like a satin matte. It's not super tuggy on the lips when you're applying it, really comfortable, and for a pink lip, I just think it's a really fun shade. I actually do really enjoy the Merit lipstick formulas, and there's something they've actually sent all 3 of these to me, but this is a formula that I personally, if there was a shade I was interested in, I absolutely would purchase for myself. All right, and then we have a couple more of like kind of like glossy lip formulas. So I have 2 from Ravi Beauty or Ravi. I have the shade Dahlia, and these are more kind of like glossy. Again, really comfortable, beautiful formula. I really enjoy the shade Dahlia just because it's again kind of like that, just like enhances your natural lip color. And then I have the shade Lily, which is a little bit more cool toned. So naturally I love the shade Lily as well. All right, then I also count my Tarte Maracuja Juicy Lip in with my lipsticks, just because I don't exactly know where to count this. I have the shade Poppy right here. I actually, you guys haven't seen this yet, but I have filmed it. I'm gonna be doing a chopping block video, and I have this on the chopping block just because I don't ever think to reach for this. I don't mind the formula. It's just not a product I would be seeking out in the future. I definitely have my favorite lip gloss formulas, and to me this is like a lip gloss. In fact, I probably could count this with my glosses, but I'm gonna set this aside too because I feel like this is a good shade to be reaching for in the summer. Then I have two of the Kaja Heart Melters, which are kind of similar to the Tarte formula in that it's push up. There is, oh, I didn't realize maybe that was so bright pink. I'm gonna set that aside as well because like I said, I've been loving a pink lip. This is the shade Too Sweet Talk, and I actually do really enjoy this formula. Really nice and glossy, really comfortable. And then I also have the shade, I think this is Let's Chill. This is in 7 Let's Chill, which is definitely more of a cool tone shade, but I remember, it's been a while since I've reached for this. I remember really liking this shade. So those are my two from Kaja. I also count this NARS like chubby lip crayon in with my lipsticks. This is in the shade Bettina. I've actually randomly been reaching for this quite a bit lately. It's definitely more matte on the lips than I guess I remember, but I feel like it's just the perfect nude pink, and I've probably reached for this 4 or 5 times within the last 2 weeks, which is just really random because I had definitely been neglecting this, but I wouldn't say this is my favorite formula of all time, but I do really love that shade, so I'm happy to have that in my collection. And then I have two of the NARS, I think these are called the Afterglow Lip Shines. Listen, I think these are pretty overpriced. Like, I definitely did not need to spend $30+ on this. This is in the shade Breathless, really beautiful nude. I just never reach for these. And then I also one day decided to pick up this because it was around patio drinking season time. I'm gonna try and swatch this next to these brighter shades. This is in the shade On Edge, which again, it's a very, very beautiful kind of coral sort of shade, but I just never reached for this. So I will set this one aside to try and get some use out of this while drinking a spicy marg. And those are all of my lipsticks. Okay, next up we have my balms and masks. I currently have 19, but I always say as we enter the lip balm, lip oil, and lip gloss realm of my makeup collection, always take things with a grain of salt and plus or minus like 5 products, because I feel like I just have lip products scattered throughout. Like I probably have a couple lip products at my desk at work right now. I have, I'm sure, something in my car, although I do think I brought everything in from my car today knowing I was going to film this, but I just inevitably will find lip products kind of everywhere. I'm not going to be swatching all of my lip balms because I just feel like they don't all have like color and things like that, but we can go through everything. So I do currently have 2 of the Laneige lip sleeping masks. I definitely have the eggnog one somewhere. I don't know if it's like floating underneath a car seat. Like I literally am gonna find it one day and be like, oh, there it was. And this is where I'm like plus or minus a few. But I have the watermelon yet from last summer, and then I have most recently the Taro bubble tea. I will say, like, I'm trying to make my way through. I'm maybe halfway through, probably not even yet halfway through the watermelon one, but I do feel like I've been making good progress in the Taro tea one. I really, really enjoy this one. I don't know, I just love the scent of this. Really been loving this. I saw that there is going to be a strawberry shortcake one, I think, coming out that's like layered. And a part of me wants to get that for the short form content. And then I saw that they're coming out with a Baskin Robbins like limited edition collab, and I was like, okay, I know I keep saying I need to finish these and I don't need that, but like I feel like I do need that. So we'll see if the Laneige mask collection grows. I do share these with my daughters, so there's 2 of us using those. Then I have my Lawless Forget the Filler Overnight Mask. Right now I have the shade Sweet Dreams. I just opened this one up because I just finished Cherry Vanilla. And let me tell you, this mask takes literally forever to go through. So this is gonna be sticking around for a while. I have this lip balm from Ritual Defeat. It's in the shade Glass Wing. My sister gave this to me and it looks really scary, but it's actually like not this deep on the lips. I just never reach for this. So this is something I'm like, do I really need to keep this in my collection? I think I'm gonna pull this up top. I can't remember if I pulled this into my chopping block. I feel like I should have, but I feel like I also didn't. I feel like I need to pull this up top and try and get some use out of this, especially in the fall, because it does offer a bit of a tint to the lips, but it's not quite as deep as you're seeing in the pan. Okay, I have 2 Summer Fridays lip butter balms. I have the hot cocoa one, which I'm almost done with this one. I'm almost done. I'm even closer to being done. There's just a little bit of air I could push out of this one right now. I just need to finish this one up so I can have a lip balm empty. And then I also have the vanilla beige. I will say, personally, the Summer Fridays lip butter balms aren't my personal favorite formula. I do think the ones in the regular size are better than their minis. I find the formula to be different every time I've used a mini, but the only time I think I would purchase the Summer Fridays is if they had a scent or like a shade I was really interested in. I am someone who prefers the Ole Henriksen formula, so we'll get into that, but I do currently have 2 Summer Fridays lip butter balms. Then I have 2 of the Naturium Phyto Glow lip balms. As you can tell, I'm again so close to being done with this one. This does offer a really nice pink pigment to the lips. I think this is actually really beautiful. I love this formula. It is really nice and glossy while still feeling nourishing to the lips. My only complaint with this product is, and especially like living in Minnesota, if this gets even just a little bit too cold, you can't, like, you literally cannot push the product through the, like, you can't get the product out until it like warms back up. So I feel like there's a bit of like, I don't want to say a faultiness with the packaging, but there's something with the packaging that doesn't always make it the easiest to use. But I have Camellia, and I have the shade Latte, which Latte is a really beautiful nude. Okay, I have this one from Topicals. It's the Slick Salve in Acai. And this is definitely a deeper shade. It is really beautiful and very nourishing on the lips. In fact, I might actually like the Topicals one more than the Ole Henriksen, because this one doesn't have the same like chemical taste as the Ole Henriksen, but I do love my Ole Henriksen. Topicals just came out with a peach one, but it is sold out. I'm definitely interested in that. If I didn't say, this one's a little bit deeper, and I will absolutely get more use out of it in the fall winter time. I think it's a beautiful formula, and that is something I will definitely purchase more of. I have 3 Ole Henriksens remaining. I have finished 2 of these up this year. I am working away at my blood orange. As you can tell, we're working away on this. There's a lot of air in this one right here, which is Cocoa Creme, but I feel like I would be about at least a third of the way through this one. And then I also have Ligonberry. Very glossy, very nourishing on the lips. My only complaint, as I tell you guys, is each of the formulas has a very chemical center taste of whatever the flavor is. Blood orange is just disgusting. It does not go away, and I would not purchase this again. Although I love it, I wouldn't purchase it again specifically because of the blood orange taste. I don't have the same issue with any of the other ones, like definitely Right Away, but it's not as long lasting as the blood orange, but it's definitely something to be aware of. And I maybe would recommend going in store to like at least smell it first, because you definitely do feel and taste that on your lips when you first apply. But a favorite glossy lip balm formula of mine. Recently, I purchased the Milk Makeup Balm Aid in this shade right here, which is Juiced. And then I was in, oh my gosh, I was in Ulta, and I think the packaging is so cute. There's something about the colored packaging for the summer that just got me, and I was like, oh my gosh, this one, which is in the shade Refresher, would be so cute sitting on a table and doing like a flat lay of a spicy margarita and this, and also wearing Fenty Zesty Bessie as a lip stain. And so I bought it for that reason. I definitely didn't need to do that. I will say, like, this is a fine formula. It's another one, like, when you first put it on, it's very, in my opinion, it tastes / smells like Kool-Aid, like the powdered Kool-Aid mix. It's not as bad, in my opinion. It's very strong, but it's not as bad tasting as these. Like, it's not chemically tasting, but it definitely has that very strong scent of like Kool-Aid powder. I don't find this to be nearly as long lasting on the lips or nearly as nourishing as the Ole Henriksen or the Topicals or even the Naturium or even the Summer Fridays. It definitely doesn't last as long, and it would not be my go-to if I needed to like actually heal my lips or if my lips were really dry. But for just every day, this is something I've been bringing this one to work to just get use on it. It's like an easy wear, but will I buy more? Maybe if I think up another flat lay that I want to take and then literally never take, but not something not something that's going to be a favorite. I can't promise I won't buy it again, just because if there's a color like the neon yellow, I kind of want the neon yellow. I don't need it. I do not need it. But that's my take on that. Okay, I'm counting the Givenchy liquid balm in the balms because it literally says balm in the name. Beautiful marbled packaging, beautiful like nude lip color on the lips. I think this cost me $38 though, and it's just definitely not worth $38. Like this is less than 10, and this honestly is more nourishing, and they're probably about the same shade on the lips. But it's nice to just have like a luxury treasure currently in my collection. It's not something I would buy again when I finish it, and this actually is getting older. Like I should try and work my way through that. Okay, then I have the Fresh Sugar Lip Balm in Watermelon. I really like the Fresh potted balms. A potted balm is definitely not going to be my first selection typically, but sometimes I'll bring this with me to work, and sometimes I will, actually most often, I will just leave this kind of where I get ready or where I edit my videos, and so I'll apply this from time to time. I definitely need to work my way through this more. I love watermelon scented things for the summertime. Obviously, I also have the watermelon Laneige. So this is something I really should focus on more this summer. If I were to like start using it, it's something that I feel like I can work my way through in a couple of months. I don't necessarily know that I'll finish it this year, but the Fresh Sugar lip balms I think are really good. They're very hydrating. Definitely a good like desk balm, but the only annoying thing is then you have to like have a wipe to wipe your hand on. Anyway, I've gone through the lemon one in the past, and I also love lemon scented things, so I could see myself getting the lemon one again. Anyway, and then my final three balms, I have two of the Lawless, what do they call these? The Forget the Filler lip balms? Balm sticks. So I have the shade Candy Girl, which is a pink. And then I also have the shade Sweetie, which I've used a decent amount of Sweetie, which is more of a nude. I will say this is definitely not my personal favorite formula. I actually had Cherry Vanilla too, which I ended up decluttering. I didn't love that shade. These are like more fun because they kind of have a little bit of color to them, so you can kind of use them kind of like those like Glossier sticks as well that I actually counted in my lipsticks. But both of these were sent to me. They are not something that I personally would go out and repurchase from Lawless. I definitely prefer the Forget the Filler lip gloss or the lip mask over the balms. And then finally I have this one from Bare Minerals. It is the Dewy Lip Gloss Balm. And I probably could have counted this in lipsticks if I wanted as well. This is in the shade Friendship, which is more of like a brown, but pretty neutral on the lips. And I only recently pulled this out. I believe they sent this to me either at the end of this year or either at the end of 2024 or beginning of this year. I only recently pulled this out, and I actually really liked it. Again, kind of that glossy balm formula, which I think is really pretty. They did send me a different shade, which was more pigmented, and I didn't want to keep that one, but I do really enjoy the shade Friendship. And then those are my 19 lip balm. Okay, this is my very short and sweet lip oil collection. It's crazy. I used to be so much more into lip oils, and now I think I just love a gloss, or I love like the Ole Henriksen. So this is what I have for lip oils. I have a couple that I cannot find, and I think when I posted my original makeup inventory, I said I had 11 lip oils. Some of that was including the Bare Minerals lip oils that they sent to me. I don't love those, and so I passed them along to my mom. Took a couple, my sister, and then my daughter took a lot of them. That is why we are seeing only 7 here as opposed to the 11 that I said. So not a ton of lip oils left to work my way through. I do have the Kaja Juicy Lip Glass, which they call this the glass lip oil. I'm like, why did I count these in lip oils? So I have Rosehip Spritz, which is this one right here. I have Plum Paloma, which is this one. And then I have Raspberry Refresher. I really enjoy this lip oil formula. I had the grape one as well. Kaja did send these to me. This is one of my favorite things Kaja has done. I also love their eyeshadow trios, but I like this formula quite a bit. It doesn't, like, sometimes lip oils just don't last on the lips. I feel like this lasts a decent amount. You don't get a ton of product, but I like the packaging. I think the packaging is really cute. And I'm so sad that I lost the grape one because that was so close to being an empty, but hoping maybe I could finish. If I really put my mind to it, I feel like I could maybe I should focus on this one for the summer. I'll set that aside. I have those. Then I have this one from Go-Go Tales, which I actually do really enjoy. C Beauty Mall sent this to me last winter. And I haven't used this a ton, but it is like a tinted lip oil and it's really nice and comfortable on the lips. So I like having that. We know I love the Clarins lip oil. The only one I currently have in my collection is the, I don't know what shade this is called. The one that was like black checkered. We know I love a checkered print thing, so I had to get this one. This does have a bit of a sparkle to it. You don't really notice it on the lips and you don't feel it at all. I also love Apricot. I recently finished Apricot. I've used so many Clarins lip oils in the past. They're definitely a favorite. I have the e.l.f. lip oil in, I don't know what shade this is, but I picked this up because I was really into this type of shade. I will say I think e.l.f. makes a fine lip oil. It's nothing to write home about, but it's definitely fine. I've gone through a full one in the past. Not my favorite, but it's fine, and I wanted a shade like this. And then I have this one from Merit. This is in the shade Les Deux. Merit does not make a favorite lip oil formula. I absolutely hate the applicator. I hate the applicator. It's so small, and it just, I don't know. I feel like this also dries my lips out more than like does anything for them, but I also like this shade, so I wanted to keep it and try and finish it. So maybe I'll set this one aside as well to try and get some use out of. But those are all my lip oils. Okay, last section, lip gloss. I'm overwhelmed. Currently I count 52. There's definitely glosses here and there that I'm like, they're somewhere. So plus or minus probably 10 in the lip gloss category. But I'm gonna try and go through these as quickly as possible just because I have so many repeats in my collection. So I have a ton of Lawless Forget the Filler lip glosses. I absolutely love the Lawless Forget the Filler formula. Lawless has also sent me some of their glosses. I've purchased many, but I have two of Rosy Outlook. This one's definitely older. It looks a lot more clear. I'm actually gonna set that aside and just try and focus on finishing that up. We've got Rosy Outlook. We have the shade Nudie, which I actually do have a Nudie in backup here as well. I have the shade Annie. Annie's definitely not a favorite. It's way too like warm nude for me. That's one that I will not purchase again. Rosy Outlook is fine. Nudie's fine. I'll kind of tell you which shades are my favorite as we go along. I have Glazed, which is very metallic, so not a favorite. Candy Sky, also very metallic, not a favorite. However, sometimes layered over top of things, it gives this really milky effect, which I have enjoyed. So that one maybe I would repurchase. Then I have the shade Lavender Sorbet, which I really like. Velvet is my favorite shade, I think, just because it's, for me, the perfect Your Lips, but just better and glossier formula. I have Daisy Girl, Daisette, Daisy Pink, and then another favorite here is Juicy Watermelon, which is such a beautiful pink shade for the summer. This is another one. I'm gonna set this one aside right now just because I think I could easily finish that one. I would purchase it again for sure next summer. Then I have Maple Sugar, which I've used a good chunk of. I do really like Maple Sugar. This is another one I would buy again. I like it because it's a little bit more pigmented and it's like a brownie nude shade. Really good for the fall. And then finally I have George, which is another deeper kind of brownie nude that I also really like. So between these two, I would always have one of them. I actually feel like maybe I like George a little bit better. Anyway, those are my Lawless. Oh, and then I also have Cherry Vanilla as well. So those are my Lawless Forget the Fillers. I have two from Huda, the Huda, I don't know, lip glossy, what do they call these? Faux filler, the faux fillers. I have the shade Glassy, and then I have She Glitzy, which is kind of like a milky, sparkly shade. This is not my favorite formula, but this is by far my favorite formula for just a clear gloss. And then I kind of just really liked this shade and got suckered into buying it, so that's why. I mean, if there was a shade that they launched, I would buy. So I've adjusted my lip oil spreadsheet to include these, but I forgot to include these in the lip oil section, which may be a reason that my lip oil numbers were so off. I was like, where are these lip oils coming from? But I have two of the Gisou lip oils. I have Cherry on the Cake and then Glazed Plum. Also, these two from YSL I probably could have counted with my lipsticks, but they're kind of that like glossy balm sort of formula. I have the shade 2, which is something candy, I thought. Candy Glaze. And then I have 15. Oh no, these are the Candy Glaze glosses. Oh my gosh, I'm so stupid. Then I have 15. Buxom is also a favorite formula. Between the Buxom and the Lawless, those are like my two. Oh, I forgot to add my plump shots to my spreadsheet. I'm gonna have to do that. Okay, so I'm actually at 54. Anyway, maybe I'll do these so I just don't forget them. I have the Makeup Forever Super Boost. Love this formula. Discovered this year. I think these actually launched this year. These make your lips so glossy and so juicy. I absolutely love this formula. Will repurchase, will purchase more shades. I had to kind of slow my roll, but I absolutely love this formula. So I have the shade 2 Fairy Lights, which is kind of like a peachy glitter sort of shade. I really like that. I have Wherever Walnut, and then I also have Daring Candy as well. I love all three of those. And then for my Buxom glosses, I have Buxom Dolly. Nope, sorry, this is Buxom Celeste, Buxom Dolly. Then I have two of the plump shots, which are definitely the most like painful in my opinion of all the Buxom formulas. I have Spellbound right here, and then I also have Hypnotic Garnet. I really enjoy both of these though. Spellbound I like to layer over top of things. I don't really like this one on its own, but I love to layer this over top of things. Then I have the Buxom Full On Lip Plumping Creme in the shade Pumpkin Spice White Russian. This is a really beautiful milky nude shade. I have the Full On Plumping Lip Polish in Bailey Butterscotch, which is, I feel like this, I'm like, some of these I feel like kind of sit out in the sun. Yeah, I feel like, okay, it still smells okay, but like mixing that up, I'm like, maybe I need to make sure these are not sun facing, because as I mix that up, I don't know if you can tell, but the shade almost like changed a bit. Okay, that's not good. Then I have two more lip plumping creams. I have Gin Fizz and Blushing Margarita. And then I have the lip plumping polish in the shade Samantha as well, which I really love for like a sparkly nude. I definitely know I'm missing at least one Buxom gloss. No clue where it is, but I'm definitely missing at least a Buxom gloss. All right, then I have everything left in here. So I already said I had a backup of Nudie from Lawless, forget the filler. I still have two Maybelline lifter glosses. I have the shade 8 Stone and 6 Reef. So 8 Stone, 6 Reef. I like the lifter gloss. They are a bit chemically, like they have kind of a weird taste to them. I think once I finish these two, I'll just be done with the lifter glosses. I have so many other gloss formulas I prefer over those, although those are a nice drugstore option. I have these two from Becca. I may end up, I've like decluttered this and then recluttered this. I'm committed to finishing this one. This is in the shade Beach Bum. I think I have taken the stop route. I must finish this. Buxom, or not Buxom, Becca glosses take forever to get through. I know you can't get them anymore, but this is so old. I think I probably will end up decluttering this, but it's a fun sparkly gloss from time to time. I do have other glosses I just like so much more. Okay, I'm setting that aside. That will likely be a declutter. I want to finish this, have to finish this before the end of the year. Okay, let's do all of my Fenty glosses next. I have a little mini left. I want to finish this. I believe I've also taken the stop out of this. I have, so I'm committed to finishing this soon. This is in the shade Champ Stamp Fantasy. It's a really beautiful sparkly champagne sort of shade. I believe this was limited edition though in a holiday set. I have the Fenty Heat in Hot Cherry. I feel like this does a decent job of plumping. Not my favorite formula because I just don't love like a lip plumper that actually hurts. So I do want to finish that this year as well. I have one of the cream formulas. This is in the shade Candy Milk. I always forget about this, but it is so beautiful on the lips. So I would like to get some more use on this before the end of the year. I have the Hologram shade from a couple years ago, holiday. I have Fenty Glow, just the original. I've gone through several tubes of the Fenty Original Glow. Fenty is one of my favorite lip gloss formulas as well, if you couldn't tell. Riri, I think, is my favorite shade. I love this shade. It came out, this is the one that came out for the Super Bowl. I feel like I'll have to keep this packaging when I finish this just because I am obsessed with football. So I have Riri. Thank goodness this is a permanent shade now because I love this. It's just like a little bit deeper. Like it's still like a neutral shade, but it's like a little bit deeper on the lips, which I just think is so pretty. So I love that shade. I also forgot to include this in my lip oils, so I've counted it on my spreadsheet as a lip oil, but I wanted to share it really quick. It's the Fenty Lip Oil in Frosted Buns. I really love this. I bought this last year when it was limited edition, and I'm so glad that they have made these permanent to their line because I think it's such a comfortable and beautiful formula. Then I have the holiday release from this year. This is in the shade Fussy Flex, so a really fun kind of pink swirled shade. And then most recently, we all know I had to buy mango margs, right? Because I love a margarita and I love an orange for patio drinking in the summer. So it was meant to be. All right, then the last few remaining glosses, I have the e.l.f. Sun Boss Gloss, which I am trying to finish this year. This does have SPF 25, and I appreciate a lip gloss that can also protect my lips because nothing hurts worse than your lips when they're sunburned. So I have that. I have this old one from Give Them Lala Beauty that I just want to finish up. I don't know why I can't just like let this one go. I really should. It's like the panner in me. Let me put a little on. I feel like this is questionable, but I feel like I'm so close to finishing it. I'm setting that aside so I can finish that this year. I have the Kopari Lip Glossy in Clear. Used to be a favorite formula of mine. Now I love my Ulla Henriksen for like the same purpose. But I did include this clear gloss on my plan to pan this year. So I'm trying to work my way through this. And as you can tell, I feel like I'm making decent progress. If I toss this in my car as my car gloss, I do think I can finish this before the year is over. I have just been focused on my Blood Orange from Ulla Henriksen because that's in a project, but we'll see about that. I have this one from Cali Ray. It's a lip plumping gloss in the shade Taco Tuesday. I actually think this is really pretty on the lips. It does not feel plumping at all. I don't think they make those anymore though. I have the Kaja Milk Tea lip gloss, the Gloss Shot. I actually really like this. I don't know if they make these anymore. I don't think they do, but I think this is a really beautiful nude pink shade, and I also like the formula. I think it's really comfortable. I also like the, if I could open it, it's one of those like applicators that kind of hugs your lips. It reminds me of the Fenty Beauty lip oils, except for the Fenty Beauty is a little bit thicker. So I really like that about this too. Then I have the Catrice Marblicious. This is not a favorite formula, but I feel like I've worked through enough of this that the panner in me does want to finish this one. So I have that. I have two from Flower Nose. I have the Glowy Lip Gloss, which is this one, and this is in the shade Berry Bomb. These are fine. They sent both of these to me. The other one is, I can't tell what the name of the formula is, but it's another like lip gloss, lip oil type of product. I like these, but like the packaging is just so over the top. I have other formulas I prefer, but this one is like a sparkly pink, and I love a sparkly pink gloss. So I do actually really enjoy having this one specifically, which is Berry Bomb, in my collection. I have this one from Kaleidos. I really like this Kaleidos formula as well. I don't exactly know what they call it, but I have the shade 100. I want to say it's like, I can't remember. I feel like it's something like about a drink for your lips, which it does feel hydrating on the lips. I really like the shade too. It's this nice milky nude shade. I'm gonna be sad when I finish this. I hope I can still purchase this because I actually really enjoy this formula. I have this one from Rem Beauty, or REM Beauty. I don't know why I always call REM Beauty Rem. But I have the shade Cherry Cola, which I bought last year. I do like having some like bolder lip gloss shades because it is a bolder shade. It like obviously shows up as color on your lips, but it's a gloss, so it's not like quite as intimidating as like a liquid lipstick. So I enjoy that. Even more so, I really love the House Labs Lip Glossy pH Hybrid whatever thing. This is in the shade Fig. I think $26 is so overpriced for this, but I love this shade so much and just love this. So this is something that I would continue to purchase. And then I still have that, which I already talked to you guys about. So that is everything for my lip glosses, and that is it for my entire lip collection. All right, you guys, that is going to wrap it up for today's lip inventory. I would love to know if you keep track of your inventory. How many lip products do you have? Break it up by category for me in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. Don't forget to check out Ana Luisa's website and also let me know if you pick anything up from them. I'd love to hear from you. Other than that, thank you so much for sticking around to watch today's video and for supporting me and my channel as you guys always do. I love you guys so much, and I will catch you in my next video. Bye.